Hey guys, so today what we're going to do is we're going to look at some guitar lessons, learn our first chords to play our first song on guitar to entertain the whole family. Ooh, lovely. Okay, so the first thing we've got to do is we've got to make sure our guitar is in tune. Now, unless you've got someone musical in your family, it's going to be a little bit tricky to do this because you're not sure what exactly is in tune or not. Thankfully, there are some apps that you can get that can help. I've got one called Clear Tune, and there's plenty of other ones that you can get on your phone or your iPad or your tablet that can help you tune your guitar and make sure it's in the right tune. So let's see how we do that properly now. Okay, so the first step is tuning your guitar. Okay, so like I said, you might want to get an app for this. I use an app called Clear Tune. Okay, and what it does, it tells you which notes you are on when you play. Okay, so if you pluck the guitar, it'll tell you what note that is. Don't not talk this time so you can see. Okay, so that one's in tune on E, A, D, and the different ones. And basically, how you tune is simply turn the thing either tighter, turn the tuning pegs either tighter. You'll hear the note either going up or going down. Listen. Okay? So, you want to make sure that all of your guitar is in tune, and you want to use it on make sure that the right notes are there. So you've got, on the strings, they go down E, A, D, G, B, E. That's quite hard to remember. I'll put it in the description so you can see which notes you're supposed to do. But if you can try and remember that elephants and donkeys grow big ears. Okay, and that's the order of the strings. So, see if you can try and tune your guitar for yourself. Okay, so hopefully that's your guitar in tune. Now let's look at actually playing the guitar. We're going to look at two chords first. We're going to look at G major and we're going to look at E minor. Now I've chosen these because they're quite easy to change between and play the songs that you want to play with. Okay, so let's have a look at these. Okay, so like I said, we're going to start with our first two chords. We've got G major and we've got E minor. What I've drawn here are called chord boxes. Normally they're facing upwards, but I've put them sideways on so they're a little bit easier to read. What it is basically, it's like a snapshot, a picture of this top part of the guitar here, the first 3 frets of the guitar, okay? And you've got little dots which represent your fingers, okay? I think of them like fingerprints almost, like you've got your finger in paint and you put them on and they've left a little splodge, a little fingerprint there, okay? The numbers next to the splodges refer to which number finger you use. Number 1 is obviously first finger, number 2 is your second finger, 3, third finger, and number 4. For this one, we're only going to look for our first 3 fingers, okay? So let's look at the first chord. Okay, so the first chord we're going to look at is G major, okay? Now what you're going to look at is on the top of your guitar, you're going to have a dot. Sometimes they're on the front of the guitar, a little marker. That marker marks the 3rd fret. And that's important for us because on this one we use the 3rd fret, as you can see. 1, 2, 3. Both our fingers go on the 3rd fret, okay? First thing we're going to look at is our second finger, which is our middle finger, okay? And that goes right on the top string on the 3rd fret. You want to put it pretty much under the dot, right under the dot like that so you can see, okay? Then your 3rd finger goes on the other side of the fret, on the bottom of it like that, okay? So you've got your 3rd fret, top and bottom string pushed down. Now make sure that your arm is out at a right angle like this. It gives you a better advantage on getting the fingers in the right place and being able to move them correctly and freely, okay? Last finger for this one is your first finger, okay? And it doesn't go on the same string, it goes on the string below your middle finger, okay? So that now should match exactly what I'm pushing down here. That's the G major chord. Right, now the second chord we're looking at, it's A minor. Now this is one of the easiest chords to play on the guitar, and it's one of the reasons I've chosen this song, because it's got this chord in, there's only 2 of them, okay? So we're looking at A minor. Now as you can see here, both of your fingers go in the 2nd fret, okay? So that's 1, 2, the 2nd fret. And if you look, there's nothing on the top string, they're on the 2nd and 3rd string, and it says 1 and 2. So you use these 2 fingers and put them on the 2nd and 3rd string of the 2nd fret. So it looks like this. Okay? Now, let's just take a little bit of time to change between those 2 chords, those 2 shapes, the G major shape and the E minor shape. Get used to moving that middle finger up and down like that. Take time to practice just moving between those 2 chords, 1 strum on each. Have a go. So I've tried to draw a little illustration on how you change between them, okay? One thing you've got to remember on this one, your first finger does not move between either of the chords. The only finger that moves is your second finger. And you can see from E minor, it comes out from underneath and goes up to the top. From G major, it goes out from the top and tucks underneath. Your 3rd finger is either on for G major or off for E minor. I want to show you how to do that. So here's my G major chord. Remember, using the dots, middle finger under the dot, 3rd finger on the opposite side, a nice right angle with your arm so you've got the right thing, and then first finger underneath. on the 2nd fret, okay? So there's my G. Now, if I want to change to E minor, like I said, first thing, my 3rd finger just comes off. So I take that off. My 2nd finger moves from this top string and it comes off and it's going to tuck underneath my 1st finger and go on the string below on the 2nd fret. Okay, so watch that again. Middle finger's going to come out from under here, go up to the top, cross the fret, onto the 3rd fret, and your 3rd finger's going to go on the bottom for G. Okay, change back again. Middle finger comes out from under here, from on top of here, and it's going to tuck underneath my 1st finger while my 3rd finger comes off. Okay, watch again slowly, and play along if you can try and do the changes. G major, 3rd finger off, middle finger underneath your 1st finger, E minor. Back to G major, middle finger is going to go back to the top, 3rd finger is going to go back to the bottom. You hear the difference? Keep practicing changing between those 2 chords. G, E minor. G, E minor. Pause the video and try it yourself. Okay, you had a good practice of that, getting those changes right. Once you secure that, what we're going to do now is we're going to add some rhythm to what we're playing, some strumming patterns. Now, the technique in strumming can be quite hard if you don't get it right, okay? You're not moving your whole arm to strum. What you're doing is you're moving your wrist. It's like that, almost like, I've hurt myself, or, I'm trying to flick that snot off the end of my finger, okay? That's what we're trying to do. It's all in the wrist when we're moving, okay? So we're going to try and get used to using your wrist to strum and make sure we get it like that. Get it right. Get the flick right to strum. Okay, so rhythm and strumming, okay? Like I've just said previously, it's about moving your wrist, okay? If you look, my arm's staying pretty still. It's my wrist that's doing most of the movement, okay? You've got to get used to getting that wrist nice and loose, okay? So I've got my G major chord held on, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a strumming pattern. And the strumming pattern is going to go down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, okay? We need 4 of those on each chord when we change, until we change, okay? Ready? So, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. 3, down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. Okay? And then you change to the E minor. Same thing though, same pattern. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. Now if you put those together without stopping, we're going to try and do that now, it'll sound like this. Listen, try and play along if you can. Okay, so that's nearly the whole song that we've got together now. If you're wondering, you might already recognise it, but the song is called Songbird and it's by Oasis. Okay, so if you want to go on YouTube or Spotify and have a listen to the song, just so you get familiar with it if you don't already know it, go and have a listen and see what it's like. Okay, but what we're going to do is we're going to try and put the 2 chords together now so we can see how we play the song properly, up to speed. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit faster, so if you need a little bit more practice, go back and do a little bit of practice before you start this bit. Okay, but if you think you're ready, let's have a go. The first thing you've got to make sure you're doing is holding your pleck properly, okay? And the best way I can show you to do that is if you curl your fingers like that, put the pleck so that the pointy bit is pointing at yourself and put your thumb over it, okay? So you're holding it like that. When you move it down to the guitar, it should basically point inside the guitar, okay? So let's have a go at playing this song, Songbird, together now at full speed, okay? So it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, change. 1, 2, 3, 4, change. 1, 2, 3, 4, change. Okay, now that's obviously not the full song, but all the full song does is keep repeating that. Okay, so even if you think you're even better than me at doing that, try and play along with the full song and see if you can do it. Okay, so hopefully that should be you learn your first song on the guitar. Okay, make sure you practice, put some time in, going over and over those 2 chords. Look at the chord boxes, make sure you're getting your fingers exactly right. Look at the hand positions that I've shown on the video, make sure you're doing it exactly right. Okay, keep practicing and I'll see you again soon.